Nako mga kadonatics, 21 minutes ago, okay, nagpost itong Philippine Star. Nako, iyak talaga ang mga haters nito. Paano yan ha? Eto mga kadonatics, basahin lang natin. Davao named best city for travel. Okay mga kadonatics, paano yan? Ha? Ang mga bumabati ko sa mga Duterte na eto daw, at itong si Trililing na very dangerous daw talaga ang Davao City. The most dangerous city in the Philippines. Kung hater ka lang mga kadonatics, hindi mo masasabi yan. Etong si Trillanes, kademonyuhan yung pinagagawa niya mga kadonatics. Kasi kahit ang data ay hindi niya na pinapaniwalaan. Ito, 32 minutes ago, Travel and Destination Guide World Travel Index. World Travel Index mga kadonatics ang nag-conduct ng survey. It's not a local survey or national mga kadonatics. Has listed Davao City as the best in the Philippines for the second time in a row according to the WTI April 2026 ranking. Ha! Oh no, 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 no. Paano na lang yung Naga City na andun na yung savior nila mga kadonatics? Di ba? This survey alone mga kadonatics speaks for itself kung gaano katindi ang mga Duterte at ayaw ng mga komunista nito mga kadonatics na magiging okay yung Pilipinas. Ayaw nila. Gusto nila ruined mga kadonatics. Kaya mga kadonatics, kahit ano na lang ginagawa nila para lang mawala sa imahe nila ang mga Duterte. But you cannot deny the survey mga kadonatics, the data. May isang kulugmok dito na nag-comment mga kadonatics. Ang sabi niya, maganda yung lugar, uto-uto lang yung mga tao. Paano naging uto-uto? Grabe mga kadonatics yung mga bayaran, no? Kayod para may pakain sa pamilya. Buti. Ito yung mga reply ng mga kadonatics natin. Sipagan mo pa para madami pera mo. Okay. Mali sa sentence. Paano naging utoto if maganda ang lugar? O, di ba? Agree ba yung 127 friends mo sa FB? O, kayo laging talo. Hindi lang kayo mang-mang. Chismosa pa. Naga left the earth. Okay, mga kadonatics. So much for that. Amidst sa pambabatikos nila sa mga Duterte, mga kadonatics, data would not lie. Alright? Eto mga kadonatics ha. Itong DZMM, alam naman natin kung gaano ka-bias na station to mga kadonatics. Ay talagang halos ini-interview nila dito yung mga against kay Inday Sara Duterte at pinapaniwalaan nila halos lahat. Though they're asking good questions sometimes, okay? But usually mga kadonatics, pinapanigan talaga nila yung mga kontrabida sa mga Duterte. At dito, ngayong araw na to, na interview nila itong si Attorney Neil Abayon mga kadonatics. Kilala nyo naman sino siya. Magaling na attorney at vlogger mga kadonatics. Diba? Ang daming views niya palagi. Kasi magaling siya mag-explain mga kadonatics. Natanong nila dito. At eto maganda mga kadonatics. Siya ang naging spokesperson ni Attorney Mans Carpio ngayon. Alright! Grabe talaga. Eto, panoorin natin mga kadonatics. Hindi ba kalusot yung mga tanong nila dito eh. Lahat may magandang sagot itong si Attorney Neil Abayon. Hindi sila makapalag.
Ang spokesperson ni Attorney Manasseh Carpio, si Attorney Harleen Neil Abayon III. Attorney Neil, good morning po. Peter Atrica sa programang Balita Patan. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine, thank you for asking. So, good morning po, ma'am and sir, and to all my fellow taong bayan watching. Good day po to everyone.
Good morning po, sir. No? Marami po yung nagtatanong, maraming nakatingin dito sa inyong sa ginawang move ng ni Attorney Mans Carpio dahil nga po, bukas po ay ang ika-4 na hearing nga po natin. At malaking usapin yung financial records ng Vice Presidente at ng kanyang asawa at tinitignan po na itong kanyang pagsampa ng kaso is it an admission po ba? Dahil wala naman po sinabi laban doon sa na pag-deny, no? Doon sa mga sinasabi na merong account, merong pera sa loob ng account at meron talaga mga transaction na pumapasok, lumalabas dito sa account ni attorney. So, is this a subtle admission that there is really an existing account and money is coming in and going out of said accounts?
So, there is no admission on the side of Attorney Manscarpio po. If you read the complaint, wala naman
Good.
pong any specific admission stated there. So, this is simply Attorney Mans enforcing his right po.
Wait lang mga kadunatics. Ito nanguhula lang tong mga taong to. That is a hypothetical talaga mga kadunatics. Dahil ba hindi niya dininay, admission na agad, grabe talaga. Hindi yan pwede yan mga kadunatics sa korte or to any attorneys mga kadunatics. Hindi mananalo ang ganyang argument mga kadunatics. Admission na agad dahil hindi lang dininay. Ha!
Specifically, yung mga penal provisions in relation to the Anti-Money Laundering Act, bank secrecy laws po natin, and the Data Privacy Act. So he's just enforcing his right under the laws po. No admission whatsoever. And as a matter of fact, wala pa naman pong actual case filed against him in relation to those specific bank records. So in simple terms, he has nothing to admit.
Okay.
At present.
Diba?
Opo. So, will the case he filed have any effect on the impeachment of the Vice President?
It may affect yung members considering some of the respondents are members of the House of Representatives. So baka mas maging busy lang sila because they will have to file counter affidavits. But as to the impeachment case proper itself, wala po kasi this is a totally distinct case naman po. Magkaiba po talaga to from the impeachment. The purpose of this is to enforce lang yung mga penal provisions under the laws I mentioned, Bank Secrecy, Anti-Money Laundering Act, and the Data Privacy Act.
Wanted to ask, first and foremost, bakit po si Ginoong Manasseh Carpio po ang siyang nag-file alone? Bakit hindi po kasama si VP Sara doon sa complaints na i-file? Kasi parehong mga accounts ng mag-asawa po yung binanggit doon sa covered and suspicious accounts ng AMLAC.
So yung main concern po kasi talaga ni Attorney Mans is yung business interest din niya. Kasi he is a private practicing lawyer naman po siya. He was never into public service. So since na-divulge po yung mga AMLAC records niya dun sa House of Representatives, dun ngayon, yung main concern niya is the business interest niya kasi naapektuhan po yung clients niya dun sa law firm.
Okay. Sabi nung iba, even prior to filing complaints po, walang narinig na sinasabi si Attorney Mans na he is denying the existence of those accounts mentioned dun sa covered and suspicious accounts. In other words, bakit hindi muna po dininay yun or at least sabay na dininay and then file the complaints?
Because number one po si Attorney Mans is not a party respondent to the impeachment complaint. So if you look at the title of the case itself, naka-name lang naman po dun is si Vice President Sara Duterte as the respondent.
Okay.
So yung basic rules po kasi sa rules of procedure natin, you only respond to cases in which you are a party of. So nevertheless po, Attorney Mans is not admitting anything. And as a matter of fact, wala pa po kaming official records actually from AMLA, yung copy ng report.
Up to now?
The only basis we have is the YouTube session po nila dun sa hearing, sa YouTube account. If you read the complaint, galing po lahat ng annexes namin from the YouTube account ng House of Representatives.
Alright, so in other words, wala pong dokumento na dumating sa inyo in reference to yung mga accounts na binanggit na either in joint ownership with the Vice President. And you're saying na bakit nyo idinadamay si Attorney Mans samantalang private individual siya, impeachment proceedings naman etong ginagawa ng House of Representatives Justice Committee. Is that the case, sir?
That's one of the aspects of the case. Pero yung main lang naman talaga dito, since na-divulge nga yung allegedly these are AMLAC records, and then na-mention kasi yung ilang mga clients ni Attorney Mans dun So yun yung concern talaga niya.
Okay. Why
And then,
po?
therefore, since that is a violation of the Anti-Money Laundering Act, gusto lang niya i-enforce ngayon yung penal provisions in relation to Section 8A, to be specific po, of the Anti-Money Laundering Act. Kasi ang nakalagay po dun sa Section 8A, shall not reveal in any manner any information known to them by reason of their office. Even after they leave office, the AMLC cannot reveal that. So currently, since absolute yung batas na ginawa ng Congress, yun lang yung ginagamit ni Attorney Mans because yun yung nasa legal system natin ngayon that he can enforce as his cause of action.
Well, if they take away the names or the personalities involved, no other than the Vice President and Attorney Mans Carpio, for the privacy na rin, na sinasabi natin dapat ay pangalagaan po, no?
Yes.
Would he be okay for the AMLA and the bank records to finally be divulged? Kasi kung titingnan po, ang sinasabi talagang argument ng House Justice Committee is that they would have to open his financial records dahil meron talagang yung conjugal properties ng mga mag-asawa at dahil nga tinitingnan natin to establish na meron talagang naging problems sa financial records with the Vice President, kailangan tignan yung kay Attorney Mans as well.
So i-clarify ko lang muna mama, yung merong problem sa financial records, those are all allegations pa lang po. Hindi pa siya factually established naman in a court of law.
That's right. Oo.
So going back to the legal discussion, so actually I'm just supposed to speak for the anti-money laundering case filed. Nevertheless, I will be explaining na lang po the basics of the impeachment process. So if we look at kasi yung Duterte versus HOR case, the 2025 case, the Supreme Court there reiterated in their final note yung the rule of just law. There is a right way to do the right thing at the right time. In other words, we have to do everything the proper way, legal procedure. Plus, in-emphasize din po ng Supreme Court in the same case na pag hindi tayo sigurado, it would be better na more on the cautious side tayo when it comes to impeachment process. Plus, the mere fact na yung other issue din po dito involves the right to confidentiality of parties. Yung right to confidentiality po that is always strictly interpreted in favor of a party affected. So in very simple terms po, pag hindi tayo sigurado ngayon, we are in a questionable legal water. Parang ano po ba, open for argument. It would be, kung kami lang po tatanungin, it would be more prudent to be more on the cautious side, following basic principles of statutory construction like yung strict interpretation
Galing.
in favor of the affected party, plus the basic principles established in the Duterte versus HOR case in relation to impeachment process.
Okay. Attorney Neil, sa panayam po namin kanina kay former Senator Frank Drilon, ano po, ine-explain niya na iba po yung AMLA in terms of there is no exception, the prohibition is absolute. Sabi nga po ni Attorney Danao, ano? Pero that is supposed to rest also on the provision of the bank secrecy law. In other words, alin ang mas magiging prominent in terms of the provisions of the law. Dahil sa bank secrecy law, it states daw, sabi ni Senator Frank, na ang
Former.
exception to revealing yung mga accounts, ano po, yung covered and suspicious accounts, pardon me, is exception is kapag impeachment trial.
Clarify ko lang, sir. Yung basis niya is the bank secrecy law for that statement.
Yes po.
Correct?
Yes,
Okay.
oo.
Sige
So
po.
there's
Please
AMLA,
proceed.
there's the bank secrecy law.
Okay. So, yung first comment ko lang dyan, sir, yung Anti-Money Laundering Act natin is a separate law from the bank secrecy law. The Anti-Money Laundering Act natin has specific provisions. So, if you read Section 8A, very specific naman po dun yung words na it talks of
Impeachment.
AMLA
Impeachment.
transaction records, AMLA records in general, not necessarily of bank records. So wala tayong issue actually. Ang nangyayari lang kasi, it appears from your statement, sir, I'm just
Yes,
gonna be
yes,
commenting.
yes,
It
yes.
appears the former SP Drilon, he is commingling AMLA and bank secrecy provisions.
Aha.
Which should not be the case because those are two separate laws with different provisions. Magkaiba po yun eh.
Oo.
So yung sa bank secrecy, pwede natin argue in impeachment process.
Yes.
However, yung next issue po kasi doon sa impeachment process na yun na exception under the bank secrecy, we have to remember yung impeachment process po is also a two-aspect process under our Constitution. The initiation stage and the trial proper.
Oo.
So when you say initiation stage, that is exclusively given in the House of Representatives. Tapos yung trial proper naman po, it's exclusively or solely given to the Senate Impeachment Trial Court. Tapos, so my point here is, in the initiation stage, Tapos ina-explain din naman po, 'di ba, ng House of Representatives themselves that what they are doing is similar to a preliminary investigation. So if we relate it to those statements plus initiation stage, hindi pa po korte talaga yung House of Representatives when they are doing their impeachment function. Therefore, if they are not a court, it can be argued na they do not fall under the definition of the impeachment na exception for bank secrecy. Kasi
Okay.
currently
Wow.
po, yung clear lang talaga sa jurisprudence natin, pwede i-divulge yung exception to the impeachment, yung exception na impeachment in the Senate trial court.
Yes.
Yun yung sa impeachment po ni Chief Justice Corona.
So,
So as you can
actually,
see, meron pa pong mga questionable areas talaga.
opo. But
Oh, bakit hindi ito na-explain ng iba? Ha? Na yung ginagawa nila Luistro, mga kadonatics, at kung sino pa sa Committee of Injustice nila, mga kadonatics, na walang problema kung i-disclose natin yung information sa AMLAC kasi may exception naman, mga kadonatics, daw sa impeachment article na kung saan pwede daw i-disclose yung information basta sa impeachment case. So dapat, mga kadonatics, itong Committee on Justice magiging trial court, mga kadonatics, bago i-implement yung exception na yun. Oh, di ba? Ang ginagawa nila ngayon, mga kadonatics, is just an investigation, mga kadonatics. They are not the proper court. Ang sinasabi ni Attorney Neil dito, na ang proper court, which is the Senate, mga kadonatics, doon sa Senado, ma-i-implement yung exception na yun. Not in the HOR. Makes sense, mga kadonatics, na sinasabi ni Luistro noon na ito ay mini trial para magiging exemption yung impeachment case as to disclosing the information from AMLAC, mga kadonatics. Pero dahil palpak pala yung pagsabi niya na mini trial, mga kadonatics, kasi ang daming magiging issue pala noon, kaya binago nila. Ngayon, investigation na lang or clarificatory, mga kadonatics. Nako! Paano na yan? Ang galing mag-explain itong si
So,
Atty.
but what you're saying is, pwedeng pagsamahin yung dalawa, yung AMLA or may relationship yung dalawa, yung the AMLA and the bank
No, sir,
secrecy law.
hindi pwede pagsamahin kasi AMLA has a different mandate.
No,
It's
but-
to monitor possible or potential money laundering actions.
But you're
bank
saying, pag
secrecy kasi
umakyat
is a
na-
general bank secrecy period.
Yeah. But you're saying, pag umakyat na sa Senado yan, then pwede na talagang i-share
can
the
be
information. It can be argued.
Wala pa kasing clear interpretation of the law po. If
Oo.
we look at the anti-money laundering law itself, sir, Section 8A, absolute kasi yung terms dun eh. Plus, if you correlate it with Section 16 of the same law, nilagay din nila dun na you cannot use AMLA records for political reasons.
Yeah.
So medyo madaming rooms
Right,
to
right.
clarify talaga legal questions.
I'm wondering, Attorney Neil, bakit
Yes, opo.
hindi isinama po ni Attorney Mans na ipatigil or at least wag nang pag-usapan muna sa mga susunod pang Justice Committee hearings on the impeachment etong mga accounts na ito? Wala bang prayer for that or
May tiyaro nga niyan eh.
asking the
Supreme Court.
Justice Committee to refrain from discussing such?
I-clarify ko lang din, sir. Hindi bank records yung AMLA. AMLA records, transaction
Transactions.
records. Yun yung, yes,
Covered
magkaiba kasi
and
yung bank
suspicious.
records. So I'm just
Yeah.
clarifying because I'm assuming the taong bayan na kukumingle nila eh.
Opo,
Yung
opo,
bank
opo.
accounts from transaction records. AMLA. So those are completely different things.
Yeah, yeah.
Bank accounts covered yun ng bank secrecy.
Okay.
Whereas yung anti-money laundering covered by the Anti-Money Laundering Act.
And,
So
and
going
they,
back to
they
your
are called
question po.
covered and suspicious.
Yes, AMLA
Yeah.
transactions.
Okay,
yes.
okay.
In
Go ahead,
relation dun to their mandate.
Yeah.
Dun sa money laundering mandate ng AMLA.
Yeah.
So magkaiba po. So anyway, sir, going back po to your question.
Yes, please.
Actually, Attorney Mann sent a letter to the Anti-Money Laundering Council.
Aha.
Kaso hindi nila, dinisclose pa rin nila in the committee. And then dun sa sa BIR, Attorney Mann also sent a letter to the BIR.
Aha.
So similar letter na mag-exercise muna tayo ng caution habang hindi pa tayo sigurado talaga habang may madaming questionable areas in relation to confidentiality of AMLA records and BIR records. So I'm assuming baka kaya naging ganun yung action ng BIR. He complied with the subpoena Nevertheless, he protected himself
Ah.
kasi clear din po yun sa NIRC eh.
Okay,
May
which
rules
means
on
na
confidentiality din.
Oo. Attorney Neil, yung binabanggit po ninyo na sulat or the letter actually was sent prior to the last hearing ng Justice Committee.
Then prior, yes. Before the hearing.
Before the hearing. Kaya you're
Yes.
saying now na maaaring kaya yun ang ginawa ng BAR in deference to or maybe as a result of the letter that the camp of Attorney Mann sent.
It could be part of it, but if you look at the NIRC itself, may specific confidentiality rules din po kasi sila eh.
Yes. Which is different from
hindi rin
that of
pwede siya
AMLA.
Yes.
Please, can you repeat, sir?
Which is different from what the AMLA stipulates.
Yes, yung BIR records kasi is covered by the NIRC, National Internal Revenue
Ayun.
Code. So AMLA is covered by the Anti-Money Laundering Act. Two different laws din po yun.
Okay.
May confidentiality guidelines din po sa NIRC when it comes to ITR, which was
Alright.
discussed by the commissioner in the last hearing din.
All right.
Okay,
Okay.
so-
Attorney Neil, maraming salamat.
That was educational, mga kadonatics ba? Sana ma-remember natin yun, mga pinagsasabi ni Attorney Neil. Well, anyway, mga kadonatics, comment down below at babasahin natin yan. And thank you so much, mga kadonatics. Don't forget to like and subscribe. God bless you. Bye-bye.